I was a student at the Royal College of Art. At the end of 3 years, to get your diploma, you have to put up a show of your work. And a visitor or guest will come round and assess your work. And that year, it was Misha Black. Cut a long story short, he offered me a job there and then. On that project from the day I joined, which was in September 1949. So that we had the whole of 1950 and half of 1951 to do it. But it was a slow and at times slightly bureaucratic process because the festival was big, but you needed that amount of time to pull it all together. Well, I've got some photographs here of the work that I did. This one just shows a general commercial photograph of the site of the Festival of Britain, with the big Dome of Discovery right in the middle there, just across the river from Westminster Bridge. This is the section here that I designed. The whole of the dome was devoted to the discoveries, British discoveries across the field in everything from architecture, agriculture and everything. And the section I dealt with was to deal with the discoveries of the famous scientists of the past. No more than about a fortnight before the festival opened, we were given the dome was released, as it were, by the builders and the architects, and it was handed over to DRU. They backed their lorries in and began to bring in the exhibits and put them all up. And we worked very solidly night and day for a long time, putting them all in. I think we thought about 10 o'clock at night on what the day before it opened. We thought we were done. And we looked round and there were some empty showcases which we couldn't leave them, so I filled them with coloured paper. And we went on working till about most of the night just to make sure that all the displays were working, everything was going. We all found ourselves standing on the main entrance to the Dome of Discovery on the steps on a wet dawn, not knowing what to do. I drove home, had a shower, changed my clothes, picked up my little film camera, and drove back to the festival site. And I had a little bit of film left in my camera. So I shot about 2 minutes of the opening day, off the cuff, we say. I just took any position I could find and filmed whatever I could see in front of me. This is the inside of the Dome of Discovery. This is the escalator inside the Dome of Discovery with Winston Churchill, then Prime Minister, coming down. The lights are of course provided by the Pathy film industry. This was a general shot of the outside of the festival grounds. It's a very, very dull day, and one can see just glimpses of part of the festival site. And now you can just see the dome. This is the Dome of Discovery, in which I worked. A very large, huge aluminium building. This shot was taken while they were playing God Save the King. And I kept the camera running, and you can see as the national anthem finished, people began to move about again. This shot was taken in the Regatta restaurant, and it shows the designers and the staff of Design Research Unit having a celebratory lunch. This is the very last shot of the film. I only had 32 minutes of short film, and I got one last shot of the heavy rain, I'm afraid, and that's the end of the film. This sparkling sight, this extravagant use of light, this illuminated searchlight lit skylon balancing in mid-air over nowhere, was such an exciting symbol of the release and the freedom of post-war Britain. It was about the future, I think, the festival, really. Not about the past. No looking over the shoulder at all, really. Looking forward. The part I played in the festival, I consider was to be one of the major pieces of luck in my life. It has always marked my life that I was fortunate enough to be part of that great event and to make just a small mark on it, really. There. That was enough for one life, wasn't it?
That is absolutely